Today we continue Ariyavasa Sutta. First, we need to recite Ariyavasa Sutta Pali. Can you follow me? Dasa ime bhagave Ariyavasa. Yeriya Awasai Suam Awasandiwa Awasai Sandiwa Katame Dasa Ida Bhagave Bhikkhu Pinjinga Webhinodi Charlinga Samanagado Ekareko Chatura Basino Panona Vijega Sijo Samawaya Sadhisano Anawila Singapore Pasada Gaya Singaro Suimoda Chaita Suimoda Binyo. We recite together. Dasa ime bhagave Ariyavasa Yeriya Awasai Suwa Awasandiwa Awasai Sandiwa Kadame Dasa Ida Bhagave Bhikkhu Pinjinga Webhina Hodi Chalinga Samanagado Ekareka Chatura Basina Panona Vijega Sija Samawaya Satisana Anawila Singapore Pasada Gaya Singara Suimoda Chaita Suimoda Binya. Sierra aphorism. Can you follow me? To abandon the 5 factors, to be fulfilled with the 6 factors, and one protection, to depend on the 4 supports, and to dispel personal truths, to be free from searching, to have pure thoughts, to come be in and out breaths, to have a well-liberated mind, a well-liberated wisdom. The fully enlightened Buddha expounded the 10 features of Ariyavasa. So there are 10 Ariyavasa Dhamma. Yogi tried to be accomplished the 10 Ariyavasa, but to be complete is very difficult. Accordingly, we have to practice Ekareko. One protection. Yogis see the life cycle very well, especially samsara. Samsara dukkha you see very well. You want to get protection. In this life, you want to get protection in every moment. Especially you want to get complete protection in samsara. So according to this teaching, Ekarako, you need to get protection. That is what you are practicing mindfulness. Yogi tried to be aware of every phenomena occurring at the six senses. Yogi tried to observe every five aggregates of clinging occurring at the six senses. So you try to be mindful of the object at the present moment, and you have to make every effort to be mindful or to understand the true nature of the phenomena. With right effort, you try to be mindful of the object, and your mind is hitting the object properly. Your mind hitting the object properly is what is called right mindfulness. When the right mindfulness becomes stronger, you come down and your mind, as it were, goes into the object, goes into these phenomena and stay there. So going to the object, going to these phenomena and staying there for a certain period of time is what is called right concentration. The concentration is one factor, and that keeps your mind and its concomitants on the object. That momentary concentration does not let them be scattered and does not let them go to other object. So that is the nature of your concentration, samadhi. When you gain samadhi, concentration, your mind becomes calm as the mental hindrances, sensual desire, ill will, etc., all are subdued. When mental hindrances are subdued and your mind becomes still, and you begin to see Nama Rupa clearly, more clearly than before. In the beginning, you see only one, but now you see two. Whatever you see, you note, seeing. Yogis start to distinguish between Nama and Rupa, mind and body. At the moment of seeing, you're mindful of the seeing, and you capture the eye sensitivity and visible form. Seeing comes from that eye sensitivity. That eye sensitivity and visible object, visible form are rupa, physical phenomena. A momentary appearance of seeing consciousness you capture, that is nama, mental phenomena. Especially yogi very clear in the process of hearing. You hear the sound and you note hearing, and you capture the sound wave, eardrums. Hearing comes from hearing with your eardrum. So eardrums and sound wave are physical. And you capture the hearing consciousness, that is mental. Most of the yogi very familiar with the kinds of noting the hearing process, and the process are very clear. They capture the nama and rupa very clearly in the process of hearing. Smelling, you notice smelling, and you capture the nose sensitivity and odor. These are physical phenomena. Smelling consciousness, you capture, it is mental phenomenon. So nama and rupa, you can distinguish when you note smelling. And eating, you capture the taste and tongue sensitivity. These are physical, and tasting consciousness or tongue consciousness, that is mental phenomena. When touching the body and the tangible object are physical, and touching consciousness or body consciousness is mental. So yogi will become aware of nama and rupa, mental and physical phenomena, separately. And the range of touching is very extensive because it can take place at any part of your body. So the awareness of bodily behavior, like bending, stretching, moving, going, and so on, is considered the awareness of touching. So touching is very extensive. So you bending your arm, and you note it, bending, and you capture the tension, movement, pressure, that is physical. A momentary appearance of body consciousness or touching consciousness, body consciousness and the awareness of that consciousness are mental. Walking, you really mindful. Walking, and you can capture the tension, movement or pressure, that is physical phenomena, and the body consciousness and the awareness of it are mental phenomena. Practicing sitting meditation, and you note the rising and falling of the abdomen. When you note the rising of the abdomen, you will become aware of tension, the movement, the physical phenomena, rupa, and the body consciousness, touching consciousness and awareness of it are mental phenomena. So noting the rising and falling of the abdomen, you can distinguish nama and rupa. You can discover nama and rupa separately. And when you note the falling of the abdomen, the looseness, falling movement and contraction of physical phenomena and the touching consciousness and the awareness of it are mental phenomena. While practicing walking meditation, you note lifting, pushing forward, dropping, pressing, etc. When lifting the foot, you can capture the lightness, that is fire elements, and the knowing. And moving forward, you capture the movement and tension or pressure, that is air elements, and also knowing mind. And when you drop it down, you may be aware of heaviness, that is water elements, that is rupa, and the awareness, that is mental. And you press your foot on the ground, you feel hardness, that is earth elements, and the awareness, that is mental. So in this way, every time you note any bodily behavior, you can distinguish between nama and rupa. Non-cognitive body and the cognitive mind. Rupa and nama, you can distinguish clearly because of your focusing power getting strengthened. So you see mind and body separately. That is the inside knowledge into mind and body, nama rupa prajita jnana. And Buddha compared the nama and rupa, the mind and body, to a certain kinds of gem called veluriya, with a string put through the gem. Some people nowadays wear a ring with this kinds of gem. For example, suppose a string, blue, yellow, red, or white in color, is put through veluriya bead, then a man with good eyesight can see the string separately from the gem. In the same way, when the yogi mind is very clear, mindfulness and concentration getting strengthened, and you can clearly see your mind separately from your body. So in this simile, the body is compared to the gem and the mind is compared to the string. When you note the rising and falling of the abdomen, for example, you can distinctively see your noting mind separately from the abdomen. This example is very good because it helps reflect your own experience. Later on, when your concentration getting strengthened, yogi noting the present phenomena concurrently, you become aware of cause and effect. In the beginning, it takes some effort to note the bending, stretching of the arm, etc. But when your mindfulness and comprehension getting developed, you can capture the desire to bend, desire to stretch, arise before you do something. Then you are supposed to note that desire or intention before you actually bend, wanting to bend, etc. So yogi will realize that it is the desire to bend or desire to stretch that generates the actions of bending or stretching. Indeed, our voluntary actions are all about the interactions of our mind and body. In other words, they are all about cause and effect, but have nothing to do with self or soul. There is no person, no man or no woman who bend. There is no man or woman who stretch. There is no man or no woman who make to bend or stretch. Nothing to do with self or soul. If we do not practice mindfulness meditation, we bend and stretch our fingers, and we cannot find the desire to bend or desire to stretch. It is because we are not trained in the development of mindfulness and concentration. But if we have a good training in the mindfulness, we will capture the desire to bend, desire to stretch, etc. So if we want to be aware of it, if we want to be aware of the mind that generates the voluntary actions, we have to put effort in the development of mindfulness. So in this intensive retreat, yogi very familiar to note every actions, and you can clearly capture the intention, and you understand very well. So yogi can be aware of the mind as the cause of all our voluntary actions. Moreover, with the development of mindfulness, yogi will realize the eye sensitivity and visible object as necessary condition for seeing consciousness. For hearing consciousness, eardrums and the sounds as necessary condition, and so on. Because of the ear, hearing consciousness arise. Because of the eye sensitivity, seeing consciousness arise. Because seeing comes from the eyes, hearing comes from the eardrums. So yogi will be well aware of the causal relationship between mind and matter, that is the insight knowledge into causality of mind and body, Vijaya Parigga Jnana. When the insight knowledge into causality matures, yogi will see mental and physical phenomena start to arise and come to an end, indicating that they are arising and vanishing. Then yogi will happen to contemplate that all the phenomena are impermanent, thus there arises the insight knowledge into impermanence called samasananyana. So the vipassana insight knowledge is called samasananyana, contemplative insight knowledge, the knowledge characterized by the contemplations of three universal characteristics: anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanence, suffering, and non-self. In this regard, the commentary mentioned three things for yogis to learn: anicca, lakkhana, and anicca nupassana. Anicca, what the impermanent are; anicca lakkhana, what the characteristics of impermanence is; anicca nupassana, what the contemplations of impermanence is. The commentaries defines what are impermanents. In this way, aniccanti khanda pinchaka, impermanent are 5 aggregates. If you want to discover impermanence, you need to observe 5 aggregates. Aniccanti khanda pinchaka. 5 aggregates, you need to observe the aggregates of physical phenomena, the aggregates of feeling, the aggregates of perception, the aggregates of mental formations, and the aggregates of consciousness. Rupa khanda, Vedana khanda, Sanya khanda, Sankhara khanda, and Vijnana khanda. 5 aggregates, 5 khanda. In short, 5 aggregates are mind and body, nama and rupa, because the first one, rupa aggregates, is body, and the last 4, vedana, sanya, sankhara, and vijnana, are mental mind. So the psychophysical phenomena are classified into these 5 aggregates, which are arising and vanishing constantly. So impermanent are those aggregates. So if we want to know impermanent, we need to observe 5 aggregates. Impermanent are 5 aggregates of psychophysical phenomena. That is Mahasi Sayadaw. And what the characteristics of impermanence is? The characteristics of impermanence, anicca lakkhana, is described as Hotva abhavakaro anicca lakkhana. Disappearance after having arisen is the characteristics of impermanence. People have their own characteristics that indicates who they are. In the same way, the impermanence has its own characteristics. That is, Hutva Abhava Karo Anicca Lakkhana. Disappearance after having arisen. The Namarupa or psychophysical phenomena having been nowhere in the beginning, then come into existence, is coming and passing away into non-existent right afterward. That is the characteristics of impermanence and nature lakkhana. If a thing does not arise at all, it cannot be considered impermanent. It is like nibbana and nama pinyati, conceptual things of nama. Nor can anything be regarded as impermanent if it arises and exists forever. But in reality, there is no such things. All phenomena that arises always vanish right afterwards. So impermanence means the immediate disappearance of something that has arisen. So there is the characteristics of impermanence and nature lakkhana. So the Mahasi Sierra have this aphorism, the characteristics of impermanence is disappearance after having arisen. It is necessary to understand the characteristics of impermanence from our experience. We can empirically realize it only when we see psychophysical phenomena disappear while observing them concurrently. You need to see yourself, the true nature of impermanence. Only such empirical knowledge can be considered the real insight knowledge into impermanence. So it is important to pay special attention to the phrase while observing. While observing. So insight knowledge into impermanence is to see phenomena vanishing while observing them. So nature lakkhana and nature nupassana jnana. Do you have paper? Paper, page number 2. Can you see the paper? Hand out. So nature lakkhana and nature nupassana jnana. All phenomena that are impermanence are the 5 aggregates. If you want to see impermanence, you need to observe 5 aggregates or nama rupa psychophysical phenomena. And what is anicca? Anicca is disappearance after arising. After arising, it disappears, and it is the characteristic of impermanence. So at the moment of noting, you have to note, you have to observe concurrently, you experience passing away of that phenomena, you know their impermanence, that is the anicca nupassana jnana, knowledge of impermanence. So anicca, can you follow me? All phenomena that are impermanent are the five aggregates. All phenomena that are impermanent are the five aggregates. Disappearance after arising is the characteristic of nature. Disappearance after arising is the characteristic of nature. At the moment of noting, experiencing, passing away of phenomena, and knowing their impermanence is the knowledge of nature. So nature lakkhana and nature nupassana. While observing, while noting, you need to see the phenomena vanishing. So that is real. And nature nupassana jnana, your knowledge is correct. And having empirically seen the psychophysical phenomena, namarupa as a nature, namarupa as impermanent, you will also see them as suffering, dukkha, and devoid of soul, uncontrollability, anatta. And Mahasi Sayadaw mentioned this verse. Through the insight knowledge into impermanence, the suffering and non-self come to the light. So here we need to explain suffering, dukkha, and non-self anatta from three perspectives, as in the case of anicca impermanence. And also regarding the non-self, we need to elaborate the illusory sense of self even more extensively, based on four kinds of density, but that would take more time. So we have to summarize accordingly. And Mahasi Sayadaw mentioned, through the insight knowledge into impermanence, the suffering and non-self come to the light. The insight knowledge into non-self culminates in Nibbana. So you have page number 3. Page number 3, if you see the three lakkhana, three characteristics, anicca, dukkha, anatta, and you will enter to Nibbana, the benefits of developing mindfulness, the benefits of vipassana. If one see anicca, one understand dukkha, because you see the kinds of phenomena disappearing continuously, and you understand that disappearing continuously are dukkha, suffering. And if one understands dukkha, one sees anatta. So if you really understand the anicca and dukkha, you will understand anatta, you will see anatta. So if one see anatta, one rush to nirvana. So your duty is to see the true nature, three characteristics of Namarupa as they really are, and you will enter to nirvana. And when you attain nirvana, you are definitely liberated from four woeful states, four lower realms. So this is the benefits of vipassana, benefits of ekareko, developing mindfulness. So can you follow me? The benefits of vipassana. If one sees a nature, one understands dukkha. If one sees a nature, one understands dukkha. If one understands dukkha, one sees anatta. If one understands dukkha, one sees anatta. If one sees anatta, one rush into nirvana. If one sees anatta, one rush into nirvana. If one attains nirvana, one is definitely liberated from the four lower realms. So in this phrase, you enter into nirvana, you rush into nirvana. So we don't mean that you will see nirvana at the stage of insight characteristic by samasana jnana, contemplations of non-self. So don't think that if you see anatta only one time, you cannot go, you cannot enter to nirvana. You need to see anatta nature very thoroughly, and then you can enter nirvana, you will realize nirvana. Only one time seeing the anatta nature is not enough. It is the stage of samasana jnana, contemplation of non-self. So when this insight knowledge characterized by contemplations of impermanent suffering and non-self, samasana jnana matures enough, you would stop reflecting and you just continue to be mindful because you reflect too much, reflecting nature, dukkha, anatta. Now you stop reflecting and you just continue to be mindful. Then your mindfulness gains momentum and you can clearly see nama and rupa, psychophysical phenomena, distinguishably arising and vanishing every time you observe them. That is your vipassana knowledge develops. That is you reach the insight knowledge into Udiyavaya jnana, the arising and vanishing. So at this stage, yogi would have remarkable experience. You experience luminous state, piti passaddhi, rapture, calmness and tranquility, faith in the triple gem, confidence, adhimokkha, and so on. And at this jnana, your mindfulness will become efficient so remarkably that you do not even think that any phenomenon escape your observation. So at this Udiyabhaya jnanas, rise and fall, arising and disappearing stage, you would feel so elated with joyful experience that you may even mistake this inside knowledge for the experience of Megaphala and Nibbana. You may even mistake. So yogi should note and overcome. Don't be elated too much. You should note, you should continue to note. And you should overcome these delightful and significant experiences. After transcending them, you will find all phenomena vanishing at every time you observe them. Then although you are observing the rising and falling of the abdomen, you will no longer see the shape or form of the abdomen or the entire body. And all you can see will be the psychophysical phenomena and their constant disappearance. And you would even find not only the noted object, but also the noting mind itself disappearing constitutively. Whatever you note, you would find the noted object and the noting mind disappear successively. And when you walk, by noting, lifting the foot, moving it forward and putting it down, and all you would see is only the constant disappearance of that movement without having any sense of the form or shape of the foot and body. There are some people who criticize if you note going, lifting, pushing forward, dropping, etc., and that going would look awkward. If you note as going, lifting, pushing forward, dropping, their criticism showed that they have never experienced that Binganyana, knowledge of the solution, very properly. Otherwise, they would not say such nonsense. Now, the real meditator, when they reach the kinds of Binganyana, they would see the constant disappearance of that movement without having any sense of the form or shape of the body and the foot. And then the constant disappearance of phenomena, psychophysical phenomena, becomes scary or frightening to yogi. That means yogi develop the insight knowledge into their scary aspect, that is Bhayanyana. And then yogi would develop the insight knowledge into their faulty aspect, that is Adinavanyana. As a result, yogi would feel fed up with these phenomena, meaning yogi developed the insight knowledge into their disenchanting aspect, that is Nibbidanyana. So before the knowledge is developed on to this stage of Nibbidanyana, yogi is feeling quite satisfied and happy with his life. He is feeling quite satisfied with his physical form, physical body of this present existence. So enjoyable life. He is satisfied and happy with the expectation of human physical form or celestial physical form in the future existence. So he craves for and looks forward to with great expectation and happiness of human existence, celestial existence, with beautiful body, healthy body. But with the arising of this knowledge, Nibbidanyana, knowledge of disgust, he or she does not feel happy anymore. He does not live with joyful expectation anymore. The so-called happiness of human life is made up of continuously rising and vanishing body and mind. So he also visualized that the so-called happiness in a celestial being is similarly constituted of instantly perishing nama and rupa, for which he has developed detestation and disgust. So it is just like the fisherman holding a dangerous snake. In the beginning, he thought it to be fish he had caught. But when he looked carefully, he realized that he had in his hand a dangerous snake instead of a fish. Then he became alarmed and detested with it, badly wanting to get rid of it to release his hold on it. So when Nibbidanyana, knowledge of disgust, is developed, yogis see the ever rising and perishing namarupa as they really are, and he feels distaste for them. Just as they are fast perishing away now, whether reborn as a human beings or celestial beings, these namarupa will always be disintegrating fast. Considering in this way, he feels dispassionate towards all these namarupa and is dissatisfied with them. It is essential that he becomes genuinely dissatisfied and disgusted with them. Only when genuine disgust and distaste is developed towards them, that knowledge as regard the wish to escape from them, to discard them arises, and he continues on striving to really get rid of them. It is then that Sankaripikanyana will appear, and when that Sankaripikanyana is developed, yogi will realize Nirvana through attainment of Mega Impala, and yogi will become Ariya. So it is very essential to really strive hard for the development of genuine Nibbidanyana, knowledge of disgust. It is for this reason that Buddha had taught Sabbe Sankara Anicca Yada Piñaya Pasati Atthane Vindati Dukkhe Esamego Visuddhiya. So Buddha taught Nibbidanyana developed when anicca, impermanence, you see. So do you have retreat manual book? Open your book. Page 113. Sit down. 113. 113. Sit down. The other sit down. Remove it. 113. Oh, yeah. Okay, 130. So can you follow me? Sabbe Sankara Anicca Yada Piñaya Pasati Atthane Vindati Dukkhe Esamego Visuddhiya. Sabbe Sankara Anicca Yada Piñaya Pasati Atthane Vindati Dukkhe Esamego Visuddhiya. Can you follow me? It's translation. When one sees with wisdom that all conditioned phenomena are impermanent, he is then disenchanted with dukkha, the painful process of psychophysical phenomena. This is a way to purification. So yogi must see with wisdom. That what wisdom? Knowledge of disgust, nibbidanyana. You see that all conditioned phenomena are impermanent. Then yogi will be disenchanted with these suffering nature, the painful process of namarupa, psychophysical phenomena. So this is the way to your purification. So Buddha had taught that kinds of, for the development of genuine Nibbida Jnana, you must see the nature. All compounded things, all conditioned things, all Namarupa which arises are conditioned. All these Namarupa are transient, and when yogis see this true nature by your vipassana knowledge, vipassana jnana, with knowledge or discuss, then you get dissatisfied with all these suffering. So this disgust or dissatisfaction is the true right path to your purification to Nibbana. So we will continue. Next time we have to stop our discourse for today. May you practice well, may you build up the Ariyavasa, the abode of noble ones, and may you dwell in this Ariyavasa, the abode of noble ones, gracefully by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, seeing, hearing continuously and meticulously. May all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future. So